G'day folks, how you going? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at the King's fire pit. Today I'm going to take a look at the King's fire pit, and this is actually the first time I've put it together. Obviously I unboxed it and I packed it up into this bag which comes separately for the sake of being able to carry it, but I've never actually put it together and I haven't used it. Now you might ask why you want a fire pit, why not just put a fire on the ground? This day and age, unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to have places where you can actually have an open fire. So many places have signs saying no open fires between certain times of the year, and some places have no open fires at all, but you can have them inside a fire pit or something like that. Then there are other times when you can't have a fire at all, and that's the reason why I haven't used it yet, because everywhere I've stopped on this trip that I'm currently on, they always had can't use open fires anywhere, so I haven't actually been able to use it. But I thought I would do a video on my first impressions, I suppose, of what I think about it. Now I did look at a number of different pits that were available, and I mean, for me it came down to price. It's not something I would use very often, and I couldn't see the point in spending a lot of money on a pit that I would only use occasionally, so this was not a bad price. I got it on sale. I can't remember what I paid for it. I think it was about 60 bucks, 70 bucks or something like that, and a lot of them look pretty much the same. So let's get it out and see what it's like. Now as I said, I've never put it together before, and I'm not very good at jigsaw puzzles, but there is only 4 bits, so there's a fairly good chance I'll be able to work out how to put it together. So it's a nice little bag it comes in. Not only can you get the fire pit in it, I also bought this, which came extra, which is a cooking plate thing, which you can put over a fire that's on the ground. You might put some coals under here and that sort of thing, and then put this over the top. But this also does fit over the top of the fire pit. And that was what I was going to try out, but I'll put a video of that. We'll do something somewhere with it so we can see what it looks like when it's going. So at the moment, for that, we won't look at that at all. But inside here, all you get is 4 plates, and they've even got carry handles. Let's try that again. 4 plates with carry handles. So as I said, it's only 4 pieces, so it can't be that hard to put together. Get that one into there. That's that one. And then the last one. Actually, might be easier to actually do it this way. Put that one in over here. And then drop this last one in this way. Might be a bit less mucking around, maybe. There you go. So that's it, that's all there is. And then if you're going to use this plate, this actually sits over the top of that. All completely self-contained. In certain places you'd be able to use this even though you can't have open fireplaces. And the problem with open fires is, as we can see around here, there are a number of different places that people have had fires. Why they can't use the same spot, I don't know. Some of them are only a metre or two apart. And it leaves a mark on the ground here for quite a while. Eventually the nature will take over, but it does sort of leave a blemish on the ground. Where here, you don't have anything at all. You take everything with you. Now the only problem I can see, and it might not be a problem, I don't know. It's just my first thoughts when I just put this together then, I thought, because down inside here, there's no real gap. The two sides come together flush. And I'm wondering, when you put your coals in here, or your sticks or whatever, how the air's going to get in there to make it burn. It might burn pretty slow, which could be a good thing, but there's nowhere really for the air to go out. Now, for the air to come in to work the fire. So I don't know how that's going to work. We'll have to try that one out later. Perhaps some holes in the side might have been a good idea. But then again, I suppose the ash would fall through. Now I did see one brand, don't know whose it was, underneath here, they actually had a tray underneath. So as the coals burnt down, the ash would fall into the tray, which I think that's actually probably a pretty good idea. It would be great if there was something like that with this. But I think that pit was something like $400 or $500, and they basically look the same. They seem to be made out of the same kind of steel. Don't know. I certainly wouldn't spend that much money on it because, as I said, it's not something I would use a lot. But I'm keen to give this a go. I want to put something in it, but I can't because I'm not allowed to have a fire here. But anyway, that is the pit, as it is at the moment anyway. Hey mate, what's the matter? You look stressed. Yeah, I've got to get this parcel across town and I don't know who to call. I got this for you. Hey, got one for you. Hello? Geez, that was quick. If you need to get anything transported across the city, across the state, across the country, then contact Leprechaun Transport. They're experts in hotshot and urgent freight transport. So check out their Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Leprechaun Transport for all the contact details. Now it's not just camping where you could use one of these. What about at home? Like around the pool? Think about it, you could actually be in the pool and cook up a slag or something like that. And the other good thing about being at home, no fire restrictions, well almost none, so you can light a fire. So today we're going to actually light this up. As I said, I did buy a one of these charcoal starter things from King's as well. I like this one because the fact that, there we go, it folds up pretty small. Some of the other ones, like the round ones, they don't fold up and they take up a lot of storage space. So I wasn't really all keen in that one. So this one, like I said, folded up and liked it a lot better. So that's why I got one of these ones. So now we've just got to get some charcoal. Now I got this from Bunnings. Do you know this stuff ranges in value? Some of it's pretty cheap, some of it's pretty expensive. If you read some of the reviews on some of these things, they're not very good. They burn real fast. Now they reckon this one burns pretty slow, so this was only a 7 kilo bag, so easy to carry, and we'll give it a go and see what happens. Now I've never used this or done this before, so I guess any resemblance to somebody that actually knows what they're doing is merely a coincidence. But I guess I'm going to need a knife to get into it. Hang on. Right, I've got a knife.
That's a knife.
I'll just cut a hole into this at the top. Oops. Anybody know how much to put into this? I guess that'll do. Then we've just got to pre-light it. I don't think that's going to work. In the words of Tim the Toolman Taylor, more power. Well, if we could get this to light up, would be handy. Aha. Right. I'm guessing maybe put the burner through the hole here probably works a bit better. Spraying me in like sparks kind of thing. Well, that was a couple of minutes, and I can see a glow in the bottom there, so it's starting to glow from the bottom up. So I guess we've got to wait a little while for everything to sort of burn, and then we can put it in here, and then I guess you've got to wait for the coals the flame to die down before you can actually put the plate on and start cooking, I guess. Plate's now at 249 degrees, so let's see if we can get something cooking on it. It really didn't take a lot of time. I guess there's another good thing, spraying oil on the fire, because there's no actual flame, it's not blowing up, you know. Well, a good meal was had by all. So the fire pit, my conclusion and opinions on it. Well, in a nutshell, it works. It does its job. I did notice this plate here has a slight bend in it, which I don't think it had before. So whether the heat has maybe deformed it slightly or something, but it's not really a big issue. It's not affecting it in any way. The other hot plate sits still on top of it and everything. The issue I thought might be there with the lack of holes for air to get in there to make it burn is not really a problem. It did burn slower when I put the hot plate over the top of it, but I had my little portable cyclone here to help get it up and going. Now when I started it, I used the charcoal starter. In hindsight, I probably should have let it burn more than that and really get going before I dropped them in there. It was probably a bit too cold to go in there. That probably would have sped things up a little bit. But as I said, it's the first time I've ever used anything like this or charcoal, so it's all new to me. But I then chucked some more charcoal in and started cooking, which kind of worked, but then it sort of cooled off a little bit. So I took the plate off and put a whole pile of more charcoal in there, and that cooked really well. In fact, this has still got a lot of heat coming out of it now, and it's been going for over 3 hours. So this stuff actually does work quite well. And this is probably going to be going for another couple of hours before it's burnt out, and then, well, I'll probably pack it up tomorrow when it's really cooled down, because I don't think I'll be getting to it today. Yeah, that's really the only little issue I can see, and it's not really a big issue. It's not stopping you from cooking or anything on it with that little bit of a warp in it. I don't think the other side's warped. I think it might be just this side. But definitely worth it for me. As I say, I use it once in a blue moon, so $70 or whatever it was is good value for me. The tray underneath would definitely be a bonus, because there is a bit of rubbish underneath here, and that could be actually an issue. If you're in the bush camping, you want to make sure that the ground is clear of anything that can burn, because as the ash burns through or falls through, that might be hot and could start a fire. So make sure your ground is prepared before you put the hot plate in. Yeah, I can recommend it. Now, if you've got any hints or any suggestions of anything I haven't done right, or a better way for me to actually use charcoal, I'd be really interested in hearing about that. So put some comments down below on how you've used charcoal in your fire pits and things like that. I mean, as I said, there's only a little bit of coals in here, but there's still a lot of heat coming out. If I was camping and it was a cold night, I'd be quite comfortable sitting here. It's throwing out a lot of heat. So that's pretty good. What else? I think that's pretty much about it. I've pretty much said what I wanted to say. So if you like what you saw, hit that thumbs up down the bottom down there, and hit the subscribe button as well, and the bell next to it, because that'll let you know when I've uploaded another video. Hitting that thumbs up actually helps the channel out, because it makes YouTube recommend my videos to other people. And as I said, put some comments down below if you've used charcoal and know of a better way of doing it the way I did. I think for a first attempt it worked. I mean, look, it took me, I started at 11:30 and we were eating at 1:20, so that's a long time to cook. But I mean, I guess they were slow cooked sausages and slow cooked steak, and it did taste pretty good. It's a lot quicker using a gas barbecue than doing it this way, but if you've got the time, and that's, I think, a big thing, is to make sure you have time before you want to eat to actually set it up and get it going and then cook. If I was wanting to eat in half an hour, forget about doing it this way. Anyway, as I said, I've jacked on enough, so until next time, happy travels.